everyone. We are back for another week of Wide Open. Our guest is the one and only Diana Flores, the captain and quarterback of Mexico's national flag football team, led Mexico to a gold medal in 2022 at the World Games. You're an ambassador of God knows everything under the sun, including the NFL. And you're just making huge waves in the world of sports. And I am so happy you took the time to come on. Welcome to Wide Open. How are you? Update me. Where are you? What's going on? You
Thank you
are
so
busy.
much. I'm so happy to be here. I'm right now back home in Mexico City, which is great. Starting preparation for what's next to come in terms of competitions with the national team, working on so many other stuff, clinics and things like that, to keep growing the sport. Yes, just willing to have fun.
So much is in the future for you. Clearly, I'm sure everything you're doing right now is gearing up for the first ever 2028 Olympics in LA
hmm
for flag football. Like, how exciting is that? Tell me everything. How do you feel? I mean, you've dedicated your whole life
Yeah.
to reaching this moment and this type of recognition to really get it as an Olympic sport in the Olympic Games. Like, when that announcement was made, I'm sure, tell me everything. What were you thinking? How were you feeling? Where were you at? All
Oh
the
my God.
work you've done.
It was an amazing moment. I was at a hotel room. I was by myself, and I couldn't like hold myself like with the emotions and everything. It was like early in the morning or late night. I remember calling one of my friends from the national team. Like, I don't know where you are. I don't know what time is it where you are, but I need you to, go through this with me because the IOC made like a live stream, when for the votations and things like that. So we got on a Zoom call. We had the live on our phones, the laptop there,
Oh,
just
yeah.
sharing that moment together. We wait for like an hour just to hear from their mouths, like say flag football is in the Olympic program for LA 28. We cried together. We had such a great moment there because, I mean, it was a dream come true, not only personally, of course, for me, for my friend at that moment as athletes, but also for the whole flag football community around the world. It is what many generations before us have dreamed of. This opportunity is what many women before us dream of having, and now it's ahead of us. We have that opportunity to make our dreams come true. Um, I've been playing for almost 20 years now. I started when I was 8.
It's incredible.
I know, a long time now. It's crazy to say it or to think about it because, time flies when you do what you love. And, I didn't dream of having a life like this and all of these amazing opportunities, not because I didn't want to, but as an 8-year-old girl born and raised in Mexico City who fell in love with a sport that the world used to say it wasn't for girls, a very, very American sport. It just wasn't on the map.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, like seeing all the oldest girls playing this sport and all the women like before us that paved the way. Um, but somehow still feeling like we were out of the world, like we were intruders into a world that we were not meant to be at. It felt everything is so small, so local, so between us somehow.
Yes.
So yeah, I never imagined that the sport could grow this fast and this big as it is right now someday. And just like all the amazing opportunities that are right now, not only the Olympics, of course, it is like the biggest thing we have right now.
Huge.
but also, like, it's becoming a sanctioned sport in many states in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
College scholarships, not only in the States, but in Mexico. I was able to finish my professional career thanks to a flag football scholarship, and I am about to finish my master's
It's,
thanks to a flag football scholarship.
it's incredible. You've really done so much, and I'll put everything in context. For the listeners and for those watching, I heard you speak at the Hello Sunshine event, Shine Away, and I was just so captivated and so inspired by the way you carry yourself. Um, you are very smart. You are very humble. You are very warm and kind, and you have dedicated so much of your life to inspire other people and make room for this sport worldwide. I mean, you were sitting on stage with Alex Morgan, Candace Parker. I mean, some of the most notable athletes out there, and I couldn't stop thinking about your story. And for our listeners and everyone tuning in, I would love to bring it back to the start. I want you to bring me back to this 8-year-old. You always say you started playing at 8, and was it you were a ballerina before that? You were in ballet?
Yeah. Yeah. So before entering into the football world, I used to do ballet, and pretty much because my mom was a dancer. So she wanted her little princess to go through that path and try ballet and gymnastics, which was fun. Um, but I think that I've been always that girl, that willing to make friends and have fun and have some action going on.
Yeah.
I remember going to my ballet classes and just gathering with all my friends and saying, okay, let's play something. Let's play hide and seek is how you call it. Let's play this kind of games, little games. And seeing all my friends like, what are you doing? We're here for the dancing class. And I was really there for the game time. Not and suddenly one day, my dad came home, and one day he brought me to a football field. And it was my first time ever at a football field. I didn't know anything about football. I didn't know what was going on. But I remember just sitting in the stands with him and watching to a group of girls or women, I must say, um, playing around. I just could see them running around, screaming, um, having fun, being them. And I feel that's what captured me from the very first time about the sport. That what I could see in those women was real passion, real power.
Mm.
Um, they were having the opportunity just to be them, like with no, restrictions. Nobody judging there, nobody saying, "Hey, you must behave. Hey, sit down. Hey,
Yes.
sit down." And that really excited me for the very first time. I must say that at that moment I was 8, but those women were like older than me. They were probably like 16, 17 and up. Because again, at that moment in time, we didn't had a lot of, categories or youth teams or many opportunities to play the sport. So that's how it was. And I think when you really find your real love, your real passion,
Mm.
nothing else care. The age didn't care. I was so lucky to enter into a team that really welcomed me with arms wide open, a coach that trusted on me since the very first time. It wasn't an impediment, the age for him.
Mm-hmm.
And he really taught me and my teammates to how to approach the world and embrace our power since the very first time. A very interesting thing about my coach, his name is Julio. I'm very grateful with him because I know that a lot of who I am today as a woman, as an athlete, is thanks to him. Um, is that he used to coach the college team football at the same time as coaching us. So
Hmm.
he used to go with the men and then with us. At that moment, imagine we were a club, it was a football club. So this club had an amazing football field, natural grass, nice stands, lighting on,
Oh.
amazing. But we were not allowed to step on that football field just because we were women playing around, you know? I know.
Ah!
I know.
It drives me crazy.
I know. So we used to practice at the backfield, which was literally a dirt field. My coach used to ask us um, every day before practice to bring trash bags. So we used to spend the first 10 minutes probably cleaning around the area so we could play, from rocks or trash or little, glass or things like that. But at that moment in time, I was so young. Um, for me, I couldn't see like the disadvantage there. It was just the way it is. It is okay. I need to do this before practice. I'll do it. I don't care. I want to play.
Mm.
Uh, I cannot step there. I don't understand why, but I don't care. I can play here. And I now looking back, I think that that innocence protected me a lot from the world and from building like barriers on my mind. That's why I feel that the way I was so blessed on the way I started playing and with the people I started playing with, that coach, with those teammates, with my parents, that really builds that fierce mentality and
Ah.
this powerful and nonstop mentality that has helped me to go through not only sports journey but life.
Absolutely. And I think, you know, uh, as women growing up in a man's world, you're never enough. Nothing is ever enough. You're too, small. You're too short. You're too slow. You're too this. You're too that. No, you can't do that. And you're hearing all these things at such a young age, and a lot of our self worth gets so jaded at such a young age because we're told, and just like you said, you used the word, the innocence, the purity of a young child, especially a young girl, just wanting to go out and play and do what she loves, but everyone always has an opinion about it. How
Mhm.
did you break through that? What built you to have this character, to have this drive to say, "Oh, watch me."
Wow. Well, I'm not gonna lie, it has been a long journey, a long process with a lot of ups and downs. I think ironically, as you get older, sometimes it gets harder.
Mm,
Again, because you start getting apart a little bit of that innocence that I talked about before, that purity, as you mentioned it, that just connection with you and what you love, and you start hearing more around you, like all the
mhm,
voices, thinking about what other people thinks on you and things like that. And I think I went through that process too. I'm gonna go back a little bit again to the roots, to when I started, because I think it really has shaped me a lot. Um, I mentioned already that if there were a lot of things that I couldn't understand at that moment, but just to see that even if other people around me didn't understand what I was doing, my people, my family, my support system, my coach, and my teammates, we were living our own world. So
mm,
that was enough for me. And not only that, but I had people that really trusted in me no matter what. Again, my parents, that coach, um, not only me but my teammates. Um, Imagine when I was 10 years old, I remember my coach used to make us play against the guys. So I was 12 years old playing against college guys, which were 19, 20 years old, a flag football match after practice. So for me, it was like, okay, this is weird, but we're gonna have fun. It's gonna be fun. For him, it was something about breaking mental barriers.
Mm.
Like, why can't you play with men? Because they're gonna hurt you. Why? You're strong too. You practice every day for this. You are fast too. No, you're not gonna go fight them because probably they're gonna be stronger than you. It's
Mm.
normal. But what do you have to approach that game on the field? What are you gonna do to make that touchdown? What are you gonna do to grab that flag? Like it doesn't matter if he's taller or bigger or stronger. What do you have? You
Mm.
can be faster, you can be smarter, you can go one step ahead. And I think I started learning like that mentality since I was little, not trying to focus always on what I could do to approach every situation, what I have on my hands to approach life, instead of just looking on what's against me, like what do I have to fight for, instead of all the obstacles. Later on, when I turned 14, I started playing my first time with boys my age, but in an all boys league.
I
Again,
love
being
this.
being the only girl because that was the only way, um, and going through a different type of challenge, which was getting to understand my first time or feeling that um, rejection, not only from my coaches but from my teammates too. I started to see how society, like shape uh, people's mindsets.
Mm.
And it was hard at the beginning, um, just not to be able to understand like why you don't like me, why like I'm nice to you, I love this sport as much as you, I come here every day and practice, um, and and it was like a tough moment, but at the end it has been one of the most amazing processes I've been able to live and see, like the change of mentality from my teammates and coaches. They went from, she's a girl, just keep her in the bench, just give her 1 2 plays, let's see what she can do. I saw them going from she's a girl to, okay, this girl can play, okay, how can this girl be better than me, okay, I'm gonna show her, like, like this is our world that she can't, to, okay, she can play.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she wants this as much as me. Okay, to defending me then, uh, against other, teams. They were all boys teams. From the comments, like, oh, that girl made the catch. Oh, that girl made the touchdown. Remember my teammate saying, oh, yes, and she's going to score another touchdown to you because she's so good. She's better than you, you know?
I
Um,
love it. I'm laughing because I played with boys until I was 15. So I'm having this experience through your lens and I'm laughing because I get it. I get it.
Yes. And I think that's the power of sports, but more or further than that is the power of how a common passion can unite people through hearts, through something bigger. And I think that experience made helped me to understand that sometimes, what we see as challenges from other people around us or from the world, it's not necessarily because it's against us. We
Mm-hmm.
sometimes tend to think that way, like, okay, life doesn't want me to do this, or I have a lot of, no, it's not your fault. Sadly, there are many situations where society, people, we're shaped by old manners, old thoughts, or paradigms, old stereotypes.
Yes.
It's not your fault, and it has nothing to do with you. So you have to detach from all of them and help people change that mindset. How? Through just showing up every day,
Mm-hmm.
just showing up what you have in common rather than, all of those barriers that can probably be putting you away from your goals or from the people around you.
Wow. I mean, it's heavy. It's heavy. I named this podcast Wide Open because there comes a moment in sports, as you know, you're a quarterback. Being wide open is really separating yourself from the pack. It's that one moment to execute, but it's also
Hmm.
the ability to be wide open off the field. It's the ability to be vulnerable, to be truthful, to be authentic. What is the one moment in your life that split you wide open? That changed it all for you?
Well, I'm gonna mention two moments. Like one, the moment I knew that I loved this sport, that this was what I wanted to do no matter what. Like just decided to bet everything on this, even if we didn't had like a future, for this. Flag football now is not a professional sport yet, which means I and my teammates, we don't get paid for playing
Mm-mm.
this sport or representing our country or anything. But that didn't matter to me. I knew that this was what I wanted to do. After the first time I represented my country, that feeling of putting the uniform on,
Mm.
hearing your national anthem, and knowing that you're representing something bigger than yourself. And with this, with representing something bigger than myself, I think the other key moment for me was actually after winning the gold medal at the World Games 2022.
Mm.
Not only because it was a moment that was a dream for me and my teammates, and that was a culmination of a lot of years of hard work, passion and love for the game, but also we realized that what we did at that moment was bigger than ourselves, was bigger than the medal itself. It was bringing home this seed of motivation, of inspiration, of hope to our young girls back in our country, to our women, and to our people, to say, hey, we're able to do this as a country. We're able to do great things. We are gold. Um, Dreams come true. That was the most powerful message um, that we brought back home thanks to that gold medal.
Mm.
And through that journey, now I was able to find not only a strongest passion for the game, but also my life purpose, which is to remind the young generations of female leaders that we are powerful and that we are capable to do anything we want in life. And it was not for me winning medals. It was not for me winning championships or representing my country, which is one of the biggest honors. It was to be that role model that I wish I had when I was young.
Mm-hmm.
Um, as an 8-year-old girl, trying to look up to someone who looked like me, who played a sport I loved, who was speaking my language.
Yeah.
I couldn't find a lot, not only in sports, but in other fields. And it is not because we haven't had these role models and amazing women through history doing amazing things. It's because we haven't heard their stories. They didn't have the platforms. So I feel so blessed to have the platform today, to have the voice, to be the voice for the ones that maybe don't have it right now.
Mm-hmm. I follow you and I've been following your career now for quite some time and I see how much you work. And imagine if you could just dedicate your time to your craft and be paid fairly for it. Because, and I don't know who you owe this credit to, and you should owe it to yourself because you're a very smart, beautiful woman outside of the game. But you have more brand deals than most people have in a lifetime already. And you're, this short amount of time. And you've diversified, like you've really, your platform and your ability to earn a living and a name and a brand is going to go far beyond your playing career because you've done it right. How did you figure that out?
Well, first of all, I've been so blessed to have an amazing team around me in everything I've done, like not only on the field, but also off the field, working alongside the NFL and IFAF to make flag football an Olympic sport, just to be able to be part of that process and navigate for the sport and push the sport forward. There were a lot of people also behind it. When it comes to this new like era for me, trying to figure out, okay, now what? I have an amazing management team behind me, just more than trying to figure out the next steps in terms of, okay, how are you gonna um, create that income, is okay, what do you want to do, what's your purpose, and what's aligned with what you want to do. And I think that has been the biggest blessing, to be able to connect that purpose to many other people's purposes, because I've learned that somehow when you have a clear idea of what you want in your mind, life is so amazing that brings people to your life with the same, probably same goal or same mission, or a mission aligned to yours. And that is what has happened to me, working with all of these amazing brands: Under Armour, Gatorade, AT&T, Toyota, Los Cabos, and many more. Is because more than seeing it as a partnership only, is okay, how can I help you build um, your purpose as a brand, which I've been so lucky to connect with their mission on, okay, paving a better, brighter future for the girls out there. That's my goal too. So let's make it happen together. I always say we are more than what we do, which for me means I'm more than a flag football player.
Yes.
I am more than a perfectionist. We are more than that. So how do I connect who I am to what I do? And I'm not gonna lie, it's a nonstop process,
Yes.
nonstop learning process. There are always new things coming, new dreams, new people, but it's an exciting journey. And I think for me right now, the most important thing is just keep the main thing the main thing.
I love that.
It is the sport, it is the purpose of building something bigger.
Okay, well, I love that you brought that up because this is the whole point of this show. Because I think people, when people see us, they always see us in our sport, in the limelight, on the field. They have no idea who we are off of it. And we're never asked about it. Who are you off the field? What do you love to do? What are your hopes and dreams? What do you want to build? And you're getting your master's in business?
Yes, so it was marketing and communication, and my master's is done innovation for enterprise development. So yeah.
There you go. Tell me tell the listeners, like, who are you off the field? What do you like to do? What inspires you? What keeps you going? What is the why outside of it? Do you find balance?
Okay, who I am. Okay, I am an oldest daughter of three, a brother and a sister, three siblings. We are. So they are my biggest my biggest motivation.
Oh, I
Um,
love that.
and my best friends. My brother is now in Germany. My sister is living here with me. I share this passion of sport with them. He is now with the Sweden national team. So imagine just to be able
Wow.
to be in this flag football world is one of the biggest blessings. Um, I love to play the piano. I started playing the piano when I was probably 10, thanks to my uncle.
Wow, what can't you do at this point? It's incredible.
I do it as a hobby. I wish I had more time to, practice, but it is something I like and really like relaxes me and takes me back to, my inner peace and my zen zone. Um, I love taking runs. Like every time I go to a new city, I
Mhm.
think it is the best way to get to know a city. Just go out, take a run. You'll see not only the special places around the city, but also get to see the people around. And I love that. Um, and what motivates me? I think since I was little, to be honest, I changed profession like so many times. Like I wanted to be archaeologist when I was probably like 12,
I
and I
love
wanted to
this.
go to Egypt and all those kind of, like amazing adventures. Then I figured out that it was not like all that profession didn't look like that all the time. So I was like, okay, no, then I don't want to do it because I just want the fun part. Um, then I wanted to study engineering, pharmaceutic engineering, and I was like one step away to be on that journey. That's another reason why I really, really believe that we all have a purpose in life, and sometimes life guide us. It is not like us, like taking all the decisions, and that's how it was for me. Literally 1 week before starting to study pharmaceutic engineering, I got an offer for this scholarship, a flag footballer scholarship. Um, I was one of the first players to have this opportunity, and I didn't thought twice
Wow.
because sport has been my biggest love always, and I knew that it was gonna be the only way I could manage to do both at the same time. So that's how my life changed drastically from engineering to business and
I
marketing.
love that. I honestly I say that when a door opens, you walk through it.
Yeah.
You just keep walking through the doors that open and you never know what life will bring you. It is the truth.
It is the truth. And that has been, to be honest, one of the biggest lessons of my life since ever. Like sometimes you may be afraid. Sometimes yeah, we never know, what is gonna be ahead of us. But if you have this conviction that something big is awaiting for you right in the corner, that makes everything easier, like every decision. And sometimes it's just taking steps of faith. And to be honest, that's what I've done many times in my life. And as you said, life always um, surprise you if you just do your job, if you stay disciplined to your goals, if you do the hard work. um Life surprise you with a brighter and bigger future than what you could ever conceive. So that has been my journey. And yeah, that's a little bit of who I am. What keeps me motivated, I think, is to be able to build connections,
Mm,
to make a positive impact, whatever I do, whenever I go, on the field, off the field, and just, I don't know, like keep pushing forward, being part of this movement of change,
yeah.
um, and just getting to see and connect with little girls all over the world. I've been able to be not only in Mexico, but the US, in Europe, in Morocco last year, bringing the sport to many young girls. And just to see the joy they have when they first catch a football, the passion, the power. That's what motivates me to do almost everything I do.
I love that. And I'm a little jealous because I watch your content on your social channels and you are such a badass. The way you move when you play, like it is so fun to watch. I'm like, how do we not have like a sanctioned professional league? This is the most entertaining stuff to watch. I'm actually a little pissed because we didn't have flag football when I was growing up. Well, we played like school games. We used to have it at like recess. But I would have loved flag football. I would have fucking loved, and I would have been good. I would have been
Oh yes, I bet.
that was like that should have been my sport. I'm like, so what do we need to do? What do we need? What needs to happen? Because I mean, I only have a few more years and I want to be a part of this league. So I can come out of retirement. No, but seriously, how do we speak this into existence? What needs to happen?
Well, I think we're living a very special moment in time, not only with the race of women in sports, but also the race of flag football worldwide. We already talked about the upcoming Olympic Games, and this is definitely the time to make it happen. I think that also a lot of like more brands are looking into the sport as the opportunity it is, to not only connect with new people, new fans, but also, you know, start making the wheel roll for everybody. I think one of the biggest steps are already like happening slowly, which is okay, build safe places and platforms for the youth to develop in this sport. Okay, the NFL flag football is doing an amazing job and other like local leagues to make that happen, introduce boys and girls.
Mhm.
That's the first stage. Then okay, build opportunities. Push to make flag football extension sport wherever you are at, whatever your state is. Um, it's all about asking for the sport to be played in your nearest high school. Making that interest get noticed, because that's the only way we're gonna make it happen. And as more sanctioned states, I'm talking in the United States, but also here in Mexico and around the world, we get more opportunities. Boys and girls are gonna have to keep developing themselves as athletes in this sport. Then scholarships, which is already happening, and I've heard that probably it's gonna become an NCAA sanctioned sport soon. So that's gonna be a huge thing and a
Mm.
changer for sure for female flag football athletes out there. It's opportunities, because sport is that it opens you doors not only to develop yourself as an athlete on the field, but also to achieve your dreams off the field.
Mhm.
And flag football is an amazing tool to make that happen. And next step, to have this professional flag football league. The interest is there.
Oh god, yeah.
Everybody sees the opportunity. It's a huge
Yeah.
opportunity. I think right now it's a matter of okay, how do we make it sustainable? How do we make it real? How do we make it sustainable in time? We don't want this for a year or two or for here to the Olympics. We want this to stay for years and years for the future generations to come.
Mhm.
So I think a lot of this comes with also giving the platform to the athletes to tell their stories, to connect with people, to yes, start building that community, because that's the way interest in the sport will grow. And that's the way we are gonna make this profitable,
Yeah,
um, to make it sustainable for the next years.
absolutely. And what's next for you? Like what tell everyone what's next. Tell everyone how to find you.
What's next for me? Well, I'm already training with the national team to make it to the World Games this year in China. We have World Games in August. We have Continental Championship, which is qualifier for World Cup next year. And next year is when the Olympic journey starts.
Yeah.
So qualifications for the Olympics in LA 28. That's of course one of my biggest dreams. I really want to be there. I'm already working for it to make it happen. So on that side, that's the goal right now. Um, on the professional side or off the field, just being able to keep working with all my partners and friends in different projects to keep pushing the sport forward in Mexico. Last year we had the biggest flag football camp, all women,
Wow.
in Mexico City. We had more than 100 girls reunited to learn and play flag football. It was amazing. So the goal is to keep making it happen year after year. um, Keep doing it in the States, of course. I'm working with a dear friend, Phoebe Schechter, which is a former NFL coach and national team from Great Britain, on putting a series of camps in Europe this year. So to keep helping and push the sport forward in that part of the globe too. And that's what excites me right now, just to be able to share this love and passion for the game and keep building opportunities, whatever that means, on off the field, with all the capacities I have. I think that's my main goal right now for the next years to come.
Well, we are all rooting for you. We are in your corner. So thank you so much for your time and dedication to your craft, but most importantly, for this younger generation who is going to grow up wanting your name on the back of their jersey. You're so humble and kind and sweet, and you give credit to everyone else. And I want to give that credit back to you because this sport wouldn't be what it is without you. And you should know that. And I hope you do know that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I have to say that um, I have a huge respect and admiration for you too.
Thank you.
Because I mentioned that when I was growing up, I didn't had this role model to follow that played my sport, that looked like me, that spoke my language. But I found that motivation and inspiration in women
Thank you.
like you and your teammates and your journeys and everything you did for the sport and for women on and off the field. And I think that's one of the biggest blessings that we all have as human beings, is to know that, or be conscious that everything we do, even if we don't realize it at the moment, will always have a bigger impact on ourselves.
I'm receiving that. So thank you so much. And thank you for your time. Everyone, another episode of Wide Open with Diana Flores. Thank you so much for taking the time. We are all going to be following you. Tell everyone where they can find you on your social channels.
Oh, yes. So I'm in Instagram like Diana Flores 33. Happy to just build community there, to join like my journey and flag football journey around the world. TikTok, same username.
Great.
And yeah, happy to connect with you all there.
Well, thank you so much for coming on and good luck with everything. And if you ever need anything, I'm always in your corner. I'm a phone call away. And any way I can help push this forward, get a league started for you, have some type of investment, I am here because I really believe in what you're doing. And I'm grateful for the work you do in women's sports. So thank you so much. And we'll see you soon.
Thank you. I'm sending you a big hug.
Yes. I'll see you soon. I can't wait.
See you soon.